Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time visiting my channel, my name is Felix. I'm a YouTube content creator from Indonesia. Guys, today I'm going to continue Call Me ARJ's reaction series. Last week I had a hell work to do, so I haven't had any time whatsoever for me to upload barely anything in my channel for the last 1 week. So for this one, I'll give you a little something special because I'll catch up on 3 of ARJ's video, which are Ultra Vegito Kills Android 17, Future Gohan meets Bardock in the other world. It is fun, man. Like Future Gohan after he is died in the hands of Android 17 and 18 meets Bardock, as well as Ultra Vegito's DNA become part of Cell. This is for me the most interesting so far. Imagine if Cell is it powerful with the perfect Cell we saw those years ago and combined with a sun boost from Ultra Vegito. It's not only about power, it's not only about Super Saiyan God as well as Super Saiyan Blue, as was Ultra Vegito's Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct, but it's also a cultivation of experience from the Android saga. Cell is already that strong. Imagine with Goku's and Vegeta's experience in Boo, in Beerus, in Golden Frieza, in Future Goku Black Trunks arc, as well as the Tournament of Power and beyond that. Actually, I myself haven't seen any whatsoever. The succeeded storyline after Tournament of Power, so like the Moral Saga or something. I haven't watched it. I haven't read anything, so I don't know beyond. But you guys know. But if you guys know, yeah, barely all of that is cultivated into Cell, and for me, this is interesting. So I've been talking for 2 minutes now. Let's just go straight up to the video reaction and let's check it out. Let's go, let's check, let's react. Okay, now let's go to Ultra Vegito Kills Android 17, 3, 2, and go.
So last time on Dragon Ball Super, Ultra Vegito entered yet another timeline, meeting Dr. Gero and the androids, eventually realizing that he could get a new and improved arm from the Doctor, going on to do anything and everything to make his dream a reality. And in today's manga, we find out just what it is he will do when it's the Z fighters themselves getting in his way. But before we begin,
so he'll kill the Z fighters because
starting with the Lawnmower 4.0 on today and get 20% off plus free. So our story continues with Ultra Vegito having just left Dr. Gero's lab to confront the Z fighters outside.
There's Krillin
Not
and
a
the
single
other.
one of them has ever laid their eyes on Vegito before.
They don't know.
Let alone the mysterious Ultra form he was now in. As each Z fighter, from Krillin to Tien, Piccolo, Vegeta, and even Future Trunks, share a mixture of shock, fear, and curiosity as the fused warrior walks towards them. Vegeta, though, of course, being the most confident and brazen of the bunch, begins first with an uneasy face saying, This is the android that Punk warned us about. First that obese circus clown I blew up, and now this? What even is he supposed to be? What
bizarre hair? You don't know that hair is a combination of your hair and Goku's hair fused, Vegeta. And this bizarre hair guy you're talking is a future self of you that have billions of strength more than what you have now.
Hair! And where are his eyebrows? Didn't that kid say the android was supposed to be a teenager? But Ultra Vegito on the other end, looking at one half of himself, hears this and immediately thinks, typical Vegeta, jumping to conclusions. So this is how it's going to go. I guess since they saw me come out of Dr. Gero's lab, it's only right they assume I'm an android too. My best play here is probably to just go with it. But Krillin, who is also somewhat confused over this mystery man's appearance,
but I think Krillin recognized something or what?
Vegeta's right. This is supposed to be the android Trunks? He's nothing like you described.
Yeah.
And wait!
It's not girl or boy.
He's already missing an arm! And it's bleeding? I don't know, guys. That's a little lifelike, don't you think?
Yeah, why is the android bloody and
Nervously
everything?
laughing as he points out something clearly very valid. Huh? Krillin, you're right! And
like
soon,
why, wait,
Trunks
like why, if this is the precious android Jiro created, why the hell Jiro wanna like destroy an arm of his precious creation, you're right?
stands nearby, also realizes too that this android was indeed missing its whole arm.
Yeah.
Thinking to himself,
Like why is
what's going
Dr.
on
Jiro
here?
creating an
All
android?
the androids I've seen so far are the ones from my timeline. They look so different, especially this guy. Did my arrival here change things that much already? Meanwhile though, Ultra Vegito, who obliviously doesn't realize the concerns of everyone around him, begins.
He really don't care, man. Every little thing he don't care. Of course he's coming from the very far future.
Very well assessed, Prince Vegeta. I should have known from my data stores. With your combat intelligence, you would easily figure things out. Yes, I am indeed an... He's not an android! But before Vegito can say any more, a highly flustered future Trunks yells out to everyone to blow Vegito's cover instantly.
Hey,
continuing,
what?
Krillin's right. Not only is he nothing like the androids from my timeline, but that bleeding arm is
that
a dead giveaway, guys. Don't trust him. What?
Yeah.
This is still not the androids. What? Who is this guy then?
Okay.
As soon
Future Trunks is smart,
the
man.
Z fighters react in astonishment that someone would actually lie and pretend to be an android. But for what reason?
Oh, because they don't know.
Trunks though continues. On the way here, I saw what happened to that first android you guys
The
fought.
Android
It
19.
was just a head rolling around, but there was no blood.
This is Trunks' smart thinking. Goes here like there's no blood because it's an android, but this ones have a blood, so it's not mechanism, it's not android. He's smart to sort things out.
These are androids, not cyborgs. They've lost pretty much all.
So they have lost pretty much of their humanity, so they will not have any blood. If cyborgs is still human, being covered or replaced some parts in the mechanism or robot advancement. He's smart.
Whoever this guy is, he can't be the same.
He's smart. He got it from Bulma, I think.
That fat blob you saw was my victim, kid. And now that you mention it, before I destroyed the rest of his body, I ripped his hands off too. It definitely didn't look anything
like this imposters. There's no blood.
Like this imposter's missing arm.
There's no blood.
Just a bunch of wires with oil spitting out. And that just means
that this guy. Oh.
This fool is playing with us.
But you wanna go Super Saiyan?
Just like that, filled of anger and annoyance
Super
that
Saiyan.
he's being made a fool of by whoever
God.
this is in front of him, Vegeta powers up to his newly acquired Super Saiyan form that he's been dying to show off once again.
He wants to die to show once again using Super Saiyan. You don't know this guy has a Super Saiyan 2, 3, and even in a Super Saiyan God, and a Super Saiyan Blue, and a Super Saiyan Evolution, and a Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and Ultra Instinct, and Ultra Ego, and a Fusion within it. What? Vegeta,
With a raise of his arm once
what
again,
Super Saiyan form
Super
can
Saiyan
do?
Vegeta aims his palm right at Vegeta and yells out, "Listen, you! You have about 5 seconds to tell us who you are before I send you and the rest of this lab to the next dimension.
Like a hakai,
Talk now if you want to live."
Vegeta will just chuckle, man.
Not only technically his own self, but someone so far beyond him in power, he could hardly comprehend.
You don't know who this guy is.
Vegito, hearing all this, immediately shifts his expression to serious, now no longer smirking as he realizes things are already falling apart. He never anticipated that his injury of all things would be what gave him away, nor how sharp future Trunks would be.
Okay.
As he thinks, damn it, why can't things ever go easy for me?
Okay.
God knows I deserve it by now.
He's just getting
rid of
this.
18 while she's still a villain is one thing, but I can't bring myself to get rid of these.
Yeah.
I need to convince them I'm on their team somehow.
Because he.
That the androids are no.
Because this guy is his ally. Of course. Like, how can Goku and Vegeta want to kill him?
For a moment stares at the group of Z fighters, silently pondering just what his options are, before letting out, "Alright, you got me. I'll talk. Just give me a second." And suddenly, before everyone, Ultra Vegito's body begins to vanish. But where is he going?
Ooh. Instant transmission.
The coward! He ran away! These damn androids have no backbone at all. Why did you even make us train for 3 years? For these jokes? Causing Vegeta, of course, to gain even more cocky confidence, as yet another android would rather run than face his power. But instantly, Vegito returns back to the same exact spot, except now,
bring Android 17. And future Trunks will
bringing now Android 17, who seemingly has been taken by complete surprise, and so fast he barely had a chance to react.
He will make an ally.
That's Android 17! So, he is still in this timeline. But the traumatized
Trunks is shocked to see 17 being held by this guy. So Vegito is showing like, I'm this powerful, I can defeat 18 and now I grab 17 by force. You wanna mess with me? The androids you are frightened are
instantly reacts in shock and horror at seeing one of the androids he warned everyone about finally. Ultra Vegito, meanwhile, now back with a smirk, grabs onto 17 tightly by the wrist, just like he did with 18, as he says quietly, "Ready to join your sister, brat?" What? Get off me! I'll destroy you for what you did to 18! I'm warning you! Causing the young android to yell back in a mixture of anger for his sister's disappearance and an unconvincing bluffing, knowing inside there's not a thing he can do to this man.
Yeah, because he knows.
What? 17's powering up! This is bad! Guys, we need to get out of here! If that android starts attacking us, we're all dead! You all died in this battle in the future! What?
Okay.
The scary claims from the young Saiyan, of course, immediately striking fear into the bodies of Tien, Piccolo and Krillin, who stay still, contemplating whether escaping is really what they should do right now.
But you don't know
Maybe
this guy,
waiting
man.
for Goku, as Trunks said, truly is the best decision to make. Wait! Don't you dare move a muscle until I say so! But suddenly, in a cold, demanding voice that paralyzes everyone into listening, Ultra Vegito with a demonic look from behind 17 continues, "This android right here is not who you need to be fearing right now. Trunks, you know this one has a twin sister, right? Well, I already destroyed and I could easily do the same to this weakling too." How does he know my name? There's no way. Not unless... Immediately at
he
first,
thought that this guy is from the future and what?
How this complete stranger could know who he is, given he's from a completely different timeline. Before he continues, "What? What do you mean? You destroyed 18 all by yourself? I don't believe it. No one could beat these guys all alone." You don't believe me, huh? Then watch me.
He will crush 17.
Wait, what?
He will crush 17 to
Immediately,
pieces.
then with just one arm, pulling and contorting Android 17's body like a weightless ragdoll, as the helpless android yells fruitlessly until...
He's just go bye-bye. It's just go bye-bye, man.
Just like a mere stone off the ground,
just a sandbag, boom, just thrown away. Basically not like even a weightlifting thing or what.
Do nothing but go straight with it.
Vegeta and the others are shocked. Oh, by the way, analyzing this, Vegeta is smart because he is almost like wanting must to force in killing the Z fighters, but he instead showcases power to make him believe who he is. Okay, an ally because he crushed 17.
Been told about and prepared 3 entire years for. Just get tossed out of the entrance of the cave like a shooting star. But the grinning with confidence,
of course,
Vegito,
because Vegeta
now
will crush.
knowing he has their attention, finally lets out, "Keep your eye on the birdie, kids. It's time you learned whose side I'm on."
He will crush 17 with a hakai or just crushing.
Vegito goes for the finish and blasts off a powerful
ki blast. It's not a hakai. To make sure he showcases his power because of hakai, it's just destroyed. Nobody knows what a hakai is and thought Vegito just, I don't know, just move him or somewhere, but if he hakai'd, it really proved his damage, I think so. It's about psychology. Crushing 17.
As Android 17 continues to shoot off through the air,
he's like from a strong here and boom, goes to the mom, man.
Him in pursuit. The beam gets closer and closer as 17 tries his best to struggle and escape his motion, grunting, "It can't end like this! I don't want to sleep again!"
Sleep again, you'll die, not sleep.
Before long, the end of Android
You're
17
not sleeping, you're dying, 17.
Him as his face becomes completely engulfed in the light of the beam.
Okay.
And for a moment, even his cries are completely drowned out.
Boom. Just, they're preparing for 3 years and this guy comes out and like just throw him like a trash bag. Like, what do you think, huh? Everyone is shocked
to cover themselves from the debris and shockwave of the impact. But in the midst of the destruction, the result is clear. As Android 17, though not erased like his sister, is reduced back to pieces of scrap metal. As his
and now going bye-bye, guys. This guy just destroyed the androids that those guys are practicing for 3 years for their lives. Trunks is just shocked.
As they slowly realize the power they just felt and saw is unlike anything they'd ever
and they know how powerful Vegeta is.
Ultimately, unlike anything they'd witnessed for years to come. As Vegeta comments, What power?"
Vegeta noticed
and
now.
Piccolo says, "Unbelievable. We're out of our depth. No amount of training could prepare us for that kind of strength. We need to get out of here."
Piccolo is already known.
Trunks just remains near silent, most likely from being unable to even comprehend 17's demise so easily before his eyes.
While in his
Eventually,
timeline,
though, as
he has destroyed all of the Earth.
He mutters, He did it! Android 17 is gone! In one attack! Gohan, I wish you could have seen this!
Vegeta shock
While Vegeta,
is mad,
now
not
shifting
shocked.
his shock to envy and jealousy, becomes angered and thinks, "Just what the hell was that right now? Just when I gain a new level of power to surpass Kakarot, another freak comes out of the woodwork to blast me out of the water."
This one is more than blast you out of the water, Vegeta.
And now this clown, that power is on a whole different level.
You know right
What's
now.
going on here?
You know now.
But Vegito, knowing that his job is done and there is no more need for these Z fighters to doubt him or stick around, turns his back and lets out, "Suffice to say, I'm sure that was more than enough proof for you guys. Good job training for those 3 years, but the androids are all dead, and this battle is now over.
Ooh.
Head back home and take care of Goku. Make sure he gets that antidote, and in about 7 years, a pink blob.
Okay, now, now this universe will change its trajectory. The main timeline trained for 3 years for the androids, and then like there will be Cell, and now Vegito don't even care to mention Cell because Cell will not be anything powerful enough because 17 and 18 are all dead. And now he gave the Z Fighters a new mission for 7 years because a pink blob, which is a Majin Buu, will come.
Sure, he gets that antidote.
Now,
and in about
7 years, new mission.
A pink blob far stronger than any of these.
A pink blob, Majin Buu, which is far stronger than any of these toasters, will appear.
Toasters will appear. So get a move on preparing for that. Because if you bother me again, it won't end well for you.
Hey, okay. They will show.
A threat stronger than the
7
androids.
years.
And how does he know about Goku and the antidote? Something isn't right here. Leaving the wise Namekian to start piecing together just who and where this
Why is this mysterious guy know about Trunks and even knows about the antidote?
But that was it for today's video, guys.
Like, love it so much. Like, man, the way Vegito handles this situation psychologically wise, like lying to involve and more battling to kill his own friend that he wants to protect. I thought in the last reaction video, if I'm not mistaken, I mentioned about like, I don't think Vegeta will dare to kill. Because if he kills his own ally, it means he is like the same or even worse than the god of destruction. He slaughtered, he hated the gods, but then he must kill his own allies in different dimension, different universe, we could say, just to get an arm. Yeah, right, to revenge against the gods who destroyed. So basically the gods can say like, why you need to revenge on us? You even yourself killed your friends that you said us are slaughtering. Like, you just do the same thing that we do in the other universe. Like, man, like, but this Vegito is somewhat crazy but still have a psychological thinking on his mind. It is cool. Okay, I think I'll just watch this first to really continue, and then we'll watch the future Gohan's series. Okay, let's go.
So last time on Dragon Ball Super, Ultra Vegito had met with the Z Fighters outside Jiro's lab, and in dramatic fashion destroyed Android 17 before their eyes and told them of 18's destruction too, telling them the threat is now over
and now a new threat will appear.
The Z Fighters left with more questions now than answers. In today's manga, we find out exactly what effects Ultra Vegito's actions will have on Dragon Ball as we know it.
Don't tell me this action will become like an end game, you know, when Endgame, if you're watching MCU, when Loki is like trespassing against time, we knows what coming in the Loki series and everything, right? And it changes everything. Same with this, just like Trunks will change everything because this happens. They are warned about a pink blob. They are warned about Majin Buu. Yeah, right. Meanwhile, in the main timeline, they are only knowing about the androids and nothing further. So, like, what is this change will bring about? And we will see in the future ARJ's series about what happened after this. What happened after the time stream is changed because of Ultra Vegito's action. This will be interesting.
forces, having told them to leave the battlefield now that both the android menaces they just spent 3 years training for had been eradicated by Vegito himself. Before, without warning, Ultra Vegito turns around, now surrounding himself in aura as he yells, "I thought I told you punks to get moving. Or do you need me to help you?"
Oh, he shocks his power.
What are you doing? This energy, it's rising. Is he turning on us? Which of course begins to alarm the not so cocky now
Vegeta now not cocky because he knows how powerful and how powerless he is.
In typical god killer fashion, Vegito raises his hand in the same way he would just before hakaiing his foes, until suddenly, in a throwback to Nappa, Vegito holds up 2 fingers whispering, "Get lost!" But unlike Nappa, the 2 fingers don't destroy the surrounding area, but instead coat the broken laboratory doors on the ground in the same aura that coated Vegito.
Wow.
And within seconds, they levitate up from the ground and reach back up to the entrance of the cave until, with a loud and bang, the doors along with the crumbling surrounding rocks create a makeshift barrier to seal the entrance forevermore.
Okay.
What? Did he? Guess he wasn't kidding after all. As each of the Z-fighters outside remain dumbfounded by the huge turn of events, basically now having been gatekept by an all-powerful figure from continuing any further with their quest. Having to just take Vegito's word for it, the threat is now over. Or challenge him and suffer brutal and guaranteed defeat.
Yeah, because they know how powerless they are, right?
Finally, some peace and quiet. Ready for me, Doctor? Leaving Ultra Vegito with a pleased smile, as finally his interaction with the rest of the Z-fighters is now surely put to an end, and he can get down to business.
Okay, now he is thinking about his arm, because he don't care about anything else. The art is just so creative and really creating the minor plots, the detailed plots, and I'm loving it.
The makeshift barrier soon then closes completely to be even tighter and stronger than ever before, as everyone else, including Vegeta, just remains stunned into quietness. The silence only being broken when Krillin exclaims, "Hey! You guys aren't actually thinking of breaking that door down again, are you? Because he wasn't lying. Whoever he was, he did destroy that powerful android you warned us about. Right, Trunks? I don't think we should tempt fate here." And for a moment, future Trunks, hearing this, stays silent, not knowing what to say, before finally replying, yeah, that was definitely Android 17. I couldn't forget that monster's face even if I tried. And now, he's gone. Him and his sister come as a pair. If 17's gone, I couldn't imagine his sister not doing something about it. So it must be as that guy said. He destroyed her too. But as Trunks says all this with a forlorn look, as if still not satisfied, Tien Shinhan is quick to point out, "Well, what's the problem then? Listen, the way I see it, we trained all this time to defeat those 2 guys you warned us about. You warned us so that we could survive, and so they would be destroyed. Well, we're alive, including Goku. And those 2 are gone.
Because of this.
We should be
because
celebrating.
Of this new guy.
I'm with Krillin. I say we don't push our luck and just leave that guy alone." But despite Tien's logic, future Trunks still feels something is very
because
off,
he knows.
as he continues,
like, this guy is different.
But this guy didn't exist in my timeline, Tien. And neither did that other android you fought, Android 19. I feel like my arrival here has changed a lot already in your timeline, but not in the ways me and my mother hoped. I can't be sure yet if this is good, or I have caused something even worse to happen instead. but you're probably right to leave this alone. He's not attacking us. At least if something does happen now down the line, we'll have Goku with us soon.
Okay, let's see.
In uncertain times like this, he'd always
let's see what will we see here. Vegeta is annoyed. Still, Vegeta is still
pressing the Goku button again right in front of the prince.
Vegeta is still annoyed.
Makes Vegeta snap.
Like, why is like Goku? Like, even after.
You'd think Kakarot would make a damn difference
even after Vegeta has.
These amateurs may not have just realized what they saw.
But Vegeta noticed like how powerless they are. Even if Goku is revived, like how powerful Goku is with Vegeta in comparison of the power.
But that thing in there is on a whole other level. He's like a god compared to a...
Oh god, it's like totally right, Vegeta. That's the god form you see there.
What was the damn point of becoming a Super Saiyan? The legendary warrior my father told me of. If it was this easily outclassed.
Of course, man. He's mad.
As soon the utter rage and jealousy building in
he is smart, man. He is smart. The present Vegeta will say Super Saiyan is a merely outclassed transformation at this rate, but we've never seen the perspective of the Vegeta who just gained a Super Saiyan, right? We usually see the Vegeta that just already gradually transformed to Super Saiyan for years and suddenly becomes Super Saiyan Blue. He's not that irritated, but for a Vegeta who just become a Super Saiyan just recently and he's so proud of his transformation suddenly being introduced with a character that's supposedly not interfering with him at this point on. It's not his fault to be irritated, man. You need to know this guy is strong because he's more than 7 years. 7 years, the pain blob, he's just weak. This guy is like, I don't know, like 10 years beyond your timeline. Like, you need to know those gap in the 7 years has caused him this strong. It's you in a potential future. But Vegeta don't know what this.
Oh my god. As a golden aura
he's mad. Wow. He wants to crush Vegeta? Or what?
Energy outwards, powering to what seems to be his max power level. Screaming as he does so, I will surpass my limits. This is not over.
He's mad. Like, how can you surpass your limit to Ultra Instinct or Ultra Ego Vegeta? You're Super Saiyan 1.
Off his chest. Trunks, Krillin, Tien and Piccolo all just covering themselves in shock, wondering what on earth the prince is doing. What the hell is your problem, Vegeta? Cool it before that guy
comes back out. He's scared.
Shut it, Green Man. You and these weaklings can hide in fear all you want, but I will go get myself a new power. A power to surpass a Super Saiyan. And I'll destroy that clown for taking my kill.
He's flying.
In typical hard-headed Vegeta fashion, then flying off at speed into the distance in search of surpassing his limits once more.
Surpassing his limit to what? Super Saiyan 2.
Father.
You are still too powerless, Vegeta. Unless you suddenly can jump to a Super Saiyan God or a Super Saiyan Blue, then that's okay. The mentor you need is not to surpass your limit, it's to go to the space and go to Beerus's planet. That's the key for you.
And what they could mean. A power to surpass a Super Saiyan? What does he mean? Could there really be a form beyond what we have already?
Oh, what we have already? You don't know that guy's form?
But Piccolo, who takes Trunks' confused look for wondering what that outburst was about, just explains, don't worry about him, Trunks. That's just Vegeta. His ego has been severely damaged by what he just witnessed. He's probably headed back to Capsule Corp to train right now. And he's not wrong too. We should all be continuing our training. If not for him, for any future threats.
Yeah, not for him, for any threat. Yeah.
We dodged a bullet today, but that's not to say we won't have tougher battles in the future. to which Trunks once again stays silent for a moment to think introspectively before letting out, "Yeah, you're probably right. In any scenario, we all need to get stronger. I just wish Father would just be a little less rash."
Okay, now, so Vegeta now are not
in agreement before shooting off into the sky, ultimately deciding to leave Ultra
throwing
Vegito
Vegito's time
to his own devices.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back with Ultra Vegito, finally alone with the Doctor, he addresses him. "So, you heard me then, Jiro. When exactly are you going to get to work? I need a new arm, but not like that garbage you gave yourself in that blob 19. I need what you gave 17. No,
even stronger
than that."
Jiro.
But Jiro, hearing this, is far from impressed. Instead, actually incensed
still
that he's being spoken to like a mere slave. As he thinks, "Who does he think he is? I'm no servant to be used as and when he wants. He should be my slave. A slave to my android abilities and infinite life. This man just destroyed my life's work in an instant, and now expects me to just work for him without question." And with his frustration bubbling
I think
over,
this will become starting to see to Cell. He knows like, okay, I'll give him an arm, but I will extract his DNA or something and then put into Cell so that Cell will be stronger than ever because he has disguised his power in his bag. I think.
But for a moment, Dr. Giro loses sight of who he's talking to and yells back, "How dare you speak to me like that? Do you have any idea who I am? I was revered around the world, paid millions to work when you were still in nappies. Yet you think I'll work for nothing in return? Tell me this. What will you do if I refuse? You've already destroyed everything I ever lived for. So why do you think I'd fear death by your hand?" But Vegito, who is completely unfazed by Jiro's apparent bravery in the face of death threats, just replies calmly, "Well, if you didn't agree to make my arm, it's no problem really. I'd just find another way. Maybe visit Dr. Brief
Dr. Brief?
But what I would do is of course first kill you, slowly and agonizingly, before then destroying that lunk of metal, Android 16 over there. And then finally...
yeah. He knows about it. I will destroy Android 16. Come to your precious baby Cell.
Your precious baby. Cell.
Cell. That's why Vegito don't mention about Cell, or even he don't mention about Cell, but he mentioned about Majin Buu, because I think Cell is still in this laboratory somehow. So if Vegito will destroy Cell and Vegito will destroy Android 16, so like there's no point of telling him about Cell anymore, because the main threat that they will face is Majin Buu, it's Bobbity, it's not Cell, because he will destroy Cell once and for all here, while they're in it.
And I'd erase him from the face of the earth before he ever got to be born. Now how does that sound, Doctor?
Zero is shocked to know that this guy knows about Android 16 and even Cell.
Did you just say? Of course, hearing this, Dr. Giro is left nothing short of gobsmacked. So much information that just couldn't be known by anyone other than himself, as he immediately queries, How could he possibly know about Cell as well? 16 is one thing, but this is impossible. That settles it. This creature cannot be mortal or from this dimension. That kind of knowledge has to be otherworldly. And he knows, even if I've lost 17 and 18, I cannot lose Cell.
Yeah.
Cell is my only hope for revenge on this damned planet.
But Cell without 17 and 18 can become what?
Completely beaten mentally and accepting his predicament, Dr. Gero solemnly looks at the ground and remains in total silence, using the mass computer power stored within his body to compute exactly what he must do for the highest probability of survival, before eventually looking up at Vegito and lifting his arm to point to his right. He finally then concedes. Okay, I get it. I give up. You win.
Now.
Your existence and knowledge of things you should not know will most likely never be answered. So let us just begin and get this over. Come here and get on the operating table. And we can start as you wish. And on hearing this, an immediate smirk of gratification
Vegito loves it.
herself to Vegito's face, knowing he had finally broken the old man down to get what he wanted, as he lets out finally, "Excellent, Doctor. I knew you'd see it my way eventually. I guess you toasters can be useful sometimes." And so some days pass, and we eventually return to see
a few days later with Ultra Vegito's arm
Vegito in an operating room within Gero's lab,
with an arm
with
already.
the android
Wow.
doctor himself beside, overseeing everything that is happening. Most curiously though, as we peer at the presumably unconscious Vegito's face, we notice, even when connected up to oxygen, and with his eyes closed, he still maintains his ultra form. A showcase of either just how much he has now mastered the form, or a sign he is ready even in this state for any sudden attack from Gero or the numerous gods that now want his head. But most importantly, now in place of where his left arm once was, is a completely robotic arm. Still in what seems to be an alpha stage with no skin covering it, and noticeably thicker and more durable than even the ultra powerful limbs of 17 and 18. The beginning of Cyborg Ultra Vegito's story has just begun. But as Dr. Gero watches over, it's clear he does still bear hatred in his heart. And a mystery
because it will take the DNA to solve.
As he thinks to himself,
at least if the cell couldn't absorb 17 and 18 and grow stronger, he would go stronger from this guy's DNA, who couldn't destroy 17 with ease. If he can grasp this DNA, of course Cell will be more powerful.
Being so vulnerable right now, you'd think I could just finish him as is. Maybe with poison. Maybe by implanting a self-detonating bomb in his heart. But with there being no data on him, and just how easily he dealt with 17 and 18, I wouldn't even be surprised if he could wake up at the very minute I attempted it.
So he will know.
No science in the world could ever explain exactly the kind of powers I have witnessed from this man. But soon, deep in his thoughts, a smile for some reason comes to Gero as he continues. But if I'm to be forced like this, like a pitiful dog to do his wishes, by God, I will receive compensation in my own way. His power, his techniques, his DNA.
He wants it all.
Whoever and whatever this is will be fed directly to you, my greatest creation. You will no longer need those weak
17 and 18.
With this fool's power, Cell will finally become perfect.
Even more
far stronger than he could have ever been with the twins. Goku, just you wait and see. And soon with that said, deep in another laboratory far off, a machine continues to work autonomously, containing a small creature.
With Cell in it.
A creature that, as we get closer to, all of us as OG Dragon Ball Z fans recognized as none other than Baby Cell. But with one key horrific difference.
Oh, what?
And just like that, with the DNA techniques and power of Ultra Vegito, this version of Cell gains Ultra Instinct. This version of with the
Ultra
other than Baby.
Because he gained the techniques of he had an Ultra Instinct. Like the Dragon Ball Z, the Z army guys here is on it for the death. Vegito warned about Boo, but this Cell has an Ultra Instinct. He is far stronger than Majin Buu. Like wow, this is not good.
DNA techniques and power of Ultra Vegito.
Imagine Cell having Ultra Vegito strength. Like
this version of Cell gains Ultra Instinct. A new terror in this timeline that will surpass all others.
That will surpass Boo and
created by Vegito once again.
Wow, Vegito.
And speaking of Vegito, a week later we see him once again. His back turned, now in his base form, and finally with a new top. As we can hear him mutter, "Wow. That old geezer really did do a fine job here. I can barely tell it from my old arm. It even feels the same." As soon when we see it from the front, Vegito was indeed not lying, as the new arm now is completely lifelike, grafted on with skin that perfectly matches Vegito.
It's like
finally
he has
making the
his
smirking
own
Saiyan whole once again.
Hands back,
as he says, "Yes, everything went to plan. I'm even healed up, and the Zenkai I've just got from that long rest. Oh boy, am I on another level right now. Not to mention, looks like Gero added all the little upgrades I needed too." And as soon as we get a closer look into the palm of Vegito's new robotic arm, it's clear at least what one of the upgrades was. As in the center of it is one of Dr. Gero's signature energy absorption devices.
Also can absorb
the same ones both he and 19
he can absorb energy.
As Vegito then directly looks into the shining center and explains, "Perfect, just perfect. This combined with my spirit fishing abilities that I learned on Ytreact will allow me to take more than just the lives of those gods. I'll take their damn godly key too."
Ooh. Wow.
But soon noticing that Dr. Gero is also in the room, Vegito turns his head and abruptly questions, "So, old man, you're absolutely sure that this will allow me to absorb as much energy as I want, right? The same as what you and that refrigerator 19 had? I wouldn't want to have to come back here for a refund." His senses have already come back to him. How is he possibly sensing the presence of an android like myself when I have no key?
He knows.
But realizing there's no more point in questioning the unending abilities of Vegito, he then responds, "Yes, just as you wished. I've modified and supplied you a version that's even more advanced than ours. One that is more suitable to your own vastly different capabilities. You should be able to absorb as much energy as your body can handle. But after studying your DNA and anatomy closely, it's hard to know if you even have limits." But Vegito, hearing this, only realizes one part of what Gero had said, gaining a cocky look on his mug before replying, "So you had a little look under the hood while I was unconscious, huh, Doctor?" No, I'm not sure that's even legal, you little perv. But whatever. What I need to know is, did you make all of the upgrades I needed?
What are all the lists?
Including that
special one. What's that special one?
Hearing Vegito's first insinuation,
Special
though,
one.
an awkward sweat drip comes down Dr. Giro's head as he mutters back, "No, I only looked at what was necessary, actually."
Okay.
Before then continuing, "But yes, it took some work."
What that special one, man?
Even. And I still don't know how you knew so confidently about what I was capable of doing. But regardless, I've included each and every one of your requirements. Now, as promised, I have to ask you, will you leave here and spare my life as promised?
Okay.
But Vegito instead gives no reply, opting to stare at Giro menacingly with a curious look as he walks towards the doctor, slowly but purposely not uttering a word until
he will.
In a surprising act, he begins lifting 2 fingers.
He will do what? He will kill Giro. He will kill Giro to make sure Cell wouldn't live because he knows that Cell has his DNA or what?
The doctor. But what kind of gruesome method will he choose to dispose of him?
He will destroy Giro, right?
What are you doing? Stay
He will
back!
destroy
I
Giro.
did everything as you asked! You promised me! You promised me!
You promised. Oh.
You really took a stranger's word for granted? You really are the dumbest genius I ever laid my eyes on, aren't you? Unfortunately, this is the way things have to go.
He will crush.
But in an incredible turn of events, Vegito ends up just patting the doctor on his shoulder.
It's not to crush Giro, but
Now
it's just
with a
patting.
inviting smile, reminiscent of Goku, as he lets out, "Calm down. Don't have a heart attack. I'm letting you survive, but not because of a simple promise. I'm letting you survive because you are a weakling, and no threat to the fighters here anymore without your puppets."
Okay.
18 and 17 had to go. I already know all about your plan to have them be absorbed by your darling Cell, so that he can become perfect. If you've been wondering, I know all of this because I'm from the future.
Wow.
And in my timeline, your plan actually worked. You were killed by 17 in just the same way he attempted earlier. But eventually, Cell did get a hold of him and his sister.
And Cell become perfect.
Only to be eventually defeated by Son Gohan, the first Super Saiyan 2.
Giro is shocked.
This information, of course, takes Giro back tremendously. It's shocking enough to hear
Giro
the existence
is
of
shocked.
time travel, but now also the inconceivable defeat of a perfect Cell as he continues. The future. Impossible. Time travel. There's no way that could be achieved. Son Gohan. Son Goku's child defeated my perfect Cell. This is preposterous. You surely can't expect me to believe that. If you're so sure about this, then why even destroy them? Surely things would have turned out just as you said anyway. But Vegito, who is thoroughly unimpressed now, then continues.
He'll explain that he will just...
For a brilliant scientist, you sure are short-sighted. Just my appearance in this timeline has already shifted things completely. If I had let 17 and 18 live, there was no guarantee at all the rest of the timeline would go as normal. In fact, it would most definitely not.
Yeah.
My timeline already had someone from the future arrive, and he ended up changing the events of our future completely when compared to his. What I did at the very least guaranteed Cell's destruction, now that he can never become perfect. In whatever way you cut it, that would always be a good thing for the future of this universe. Dr. Giro again then becomes withdrawn, realizing what Vegito says is right, and finally asks, I see. So, what now? I guess you'll finish the job and find my dear Cell and destroy him too. But Vegito surprisingly has other ideas and responds, "No, I wouldn't even know where to start."
Oh, okay, anyway. He don't care.
But even then, he too is worth nothing, now that he can't absorb 17 or 18. In his imperfect form, he's now hardly any stronger than Piccolo.
But you don't know that Zero has given your DNA to Cell and he has attained Ultra Instinct. Vegito.
Once he fuses with Kami. But now that Goku and Vegeta are still alive too, there's not a hope in hell left for him.
Oh.
He'll die by their hands, not mine. But suddenly, after hearing this, Jiro realizes something significant,
what?
Thinking to himself, "Wait, he doesn't know."
Oh, Jiro is happy. Jiro is happy that he doesn't know that he gives his DNA to Cell.
Oh, of course he doesn't. He has no idea I implanted Cell
with his DNA and data.
He still thinks of Cell as being the same imperfect form that just about equals 16 in strength. I have to go along with this. This is my chance. And so Vegito begins walking away finally, his back turned to the doctor until... Listen, old man, just give it up. The androids, Cell, they were all destined to be defeated by Goku and his friends, regardless of whether I was here or not. It took you decades to build them. Time you could have spent advancing human civilization by light years. You could have done a lot of good. Just don't waste any more of your time chasing this pipe dream. Just live your life in quiet, because if you don't, I will.
Ooh, I will be back, huh?
And at first, a streak of fear rushes through Dr. Gero.
Will Vegito care to just go back to this timeline to just crush Zero?
Eventually, he calms himself and replies, Yes, I agree. Now that I know beings like you can arrive at any time from the future, there has become just one too many variables to account for anyway. Continuing this plan for revenge is
pointless because he wants to save Cell.
To which Vegeta responds, Good to hear. Revenge. Pointless. Before then snapping his fingers in the air, suddenly summoning Whis' staff, as if after his Zenkai, his control of some of the angelic powers has increased even further. He looks down at it one final time and thinks, Finally, the time has come once again to give those deities what's coming.
He's going back to his universe, to his timeline.
Just like that, using his time rings, Vegeta opens up a portal back to his timeline, but into an unknown universe. And staring into the dark void with his angel staff in hand, his final words to Gero are, Goodbye, Gero. You may think Cell was your greatest creation, but this arm you built me will go on to change everything you could ever imagine. Stay safe. And with that, Vegeta then enters the portal and leaves this timeline for what should hopefully be the last time. Help! But unfortunately, some weeks pass and a health...
Cell is arriving, suddenly become perfect, and like Gero is like, help, because Cell will crush Gero.
The grown Cell is finally seen,
with an Ultra Instinct,
standing over his prey, as with his usually sadistic voice says, I love it when my food screams.
Here's Master Gero. No, this is just a man.
Cell
I thought it's...
iconically then stabs the old man in his back,
I thought it's Gero.
And slowly sucks into himself the very life force that held the man together. leaving behind nothing but a husk in its remains.
Okay.
But soon enough, a pair of familiar and respect-demanding feet land on the ground in front of this strange creature. And it is revealed to be none other than Piccolo, now fused with Kami after witnessing the power of Ultra Vegeta. As the Namekian yells out, "You done picking on people who can't fight
This Cell
back?
is the one with Ultra Instinct. How can Piccolo win?
Gladly, brother.
With an Ultra
But
Instinct.
soon, we see a close-up of Imperfect Cell's face, and this is no ordinary Cell, as his eyes glisten with a classic Ultra Instinct shine before then uttering the most unthinkable of words. Hakai! What?
And suddenly,
Brother! As instantly, Piccolo,
God.
along with the Dragon Balls, disappear forever.
My
Erased by a God of
God.
Destruction technique performed by a bio-android that Vegito had unknowingly helped create.
Oh no, no, no. This is not good.
Mr. Piccolo!
It's gone.
As back
This
on
is
Kami's
gone.
lookout, where Krillin, Trunks, Gohan and Vegeta gathered to train for the arrival of the Pink Blob,
Pink Blob.
that Vegeta had warned them of, each Z-Fighter
Pink
reacts
Blob is
in shock,
low.
horror and sadness as they sense the death and disappearance of their trusted friend.
No, no, no. Vegito is
The guidance
crazy.
of Mr. Popo, instead of heading straight for Cell and losing for sure, each would go into the hyperbolic time chamber to train. The first being Vegeta and his son Trunks, who would both go on to ascend to the next stage of Super Saiyan. While Gohan would train with Krillin, as Goku at this time still remained bedridden. Gohan, still though, would unlock his Super Saiyan form after the many nightmares thinking of the death of his master Piccolo. While Krillin, in his attempt to keep up, would attain a new level of power, but one that was still far from being anywhere close to the same.
Okay.
And so, the three Saiyans would gather together and attempt to fight this new being, Cell, at the same time. But on Cell's activation of Ultra Instinct, each and every one of them would be left in shock.
There will be no match.
Whoa! No! That looks the same as...
That guy.
And ultimately, with unbelievable ease, Imperfect Cell would go on to kill not only Vegeta, Future Trunks, but also Teen Gohan.
Oh my god. Teen Gohan, Vegeta, Future Trunks. Oh my god, Vegito crushed this universe.
Them into his body after.
And as Future Trunks can go back to his future, so it means his future. Oh my god, Vegeta, you just destroyed two universes in one action.
With his own, and reaching an even greater level of power. Now, only Goku is left as the last remaining Saiyan.
Oh my god.
As he soon, in the next few hours, will wake up and discover what's happened while he was away.
His friend is...
And all because of Ultra Vegeta.
Oh my god.
But that was it for today's video, guys, and if you made it this far, leave me a hashtag.
I have a question before I go to the next video. Okay, I have a freaking one question. This is really what I've been planning on about. This is about Ultra Vegeto's story. Arch can just go straight and focus to Ultra Vegeta and let this slide. But this is basically like an end game. This is basically like what Loki did and stole the Tesseract, and then he goes somewhere, and this will lead into new plot. Will Arch continue Ultra Vegeto's quest, or will this story become the different set? I mean, like a different story, completely different story, or will this cell interject with Vegito, and this will made up into new set of stories? So there will be 3. 1. Ultra Vegeta continues as usual and nothing changed. 2. There will be new arc about Goku's want to crush Cell. But how can Goku crush him? Even like after he trains, he will only be a Super Saiyan 2 or a perfected mastered Super Saiyan form, and how can he defeat Ultra Instinct? And even that, like, will it be correlated with Ultra Vegeta? Like, man, this goat Arj really writes, draws, narrates, voice acts, and edits these entire videos within less than a week. Bro, he's really Ultra Vegeta. If you've been watching the series, not subscribe. Like, wow, okay. Like, man, this is just crazy. Brilliant story. I hope Vegito discovered. Yeah, I hope so too. Vegito returns to discover that his action destroyed his friend in that timeline. Destroyed his friends, destroyed Goku and everything. How could Vegito overlook the fact that Zero could have stole his DNA and directed to Cell? Timeline where Goku is the only one left. Like, it's the same. If previously Trunks is the only one left because Goku, Gohan, and the other are destroyed by the android, this time Goku is the only one left because Cell destroyed all of the Z fighters just because of Ultra Vegeta. So basically, Ultra Vegeta eradicated the two monsters, which are the androids, but then he left one monster, which is Cell, and then that one replaces the androids to kill Z fighters. So it's basically the same with just a different pattern and different enemy to phase 2. Like, wow. I mean, like, this is crazy. The Cell that travels back in time should not have the Ultra Instinct DNA, only the ones that currently grow in the lab, I think. But awesome video as always. Yeah, this is just crazy, man, crazy. Okay, now let's go straight to this video. Future Gohan meets Bardock in the other world, and let's see what will we get here.
And an Avenger in the form of the Prince's own son, Trunks. But what is never considered is just what Gohan's story was post-death.
Okay.
So in today's manga,
Bardock.
Remember watching Dragon Ball Z, but 100 and delicious. So join me and grab a pack off or go to spoon. One tragic as our hero Future Gohan unfortunately
died because of the androids. I'm really curious about what will happen to Goku, man. I'm really curious as much as I want to see Ultra Vegeto's continuing a rampage, a revenge against the deities.
Lays face down in the ground, dead, and on his knees, saying, Gohan, no, wake up, Gohan back, as his soul now leaves this plane and enters the next. His final moments before entering the other world, floating through the air and thinking back on his life. First he thinks of his student, Trunks, and thinks, Trunks, you really grew up to be a powerhouse, kid. I'm sorry I had to leave you so soon. But give it some time, and I'm positive you'll be the one to avenge us all. Go get him, champ. Before then thinking of his mother. Mom, I'm sorry for worrying you. I know I told you I'd be home before you knew it, but I guess I'm going to be a little late this time. And then finally, he thinks of our son, Goku. Father, I tried my best. I tried my best to save everyone, Dad. I tried my best to be you. I hope you'll forgive me when we meet again. But suddenly, Future Gohan's eyes fly open in hypershock. His injuries completely healed, including his once severed arm, as if everything was just a dream. Soon enough though, he begins sitting up confused at what he's seeing, wondering, Where am I? and with a struggle, he then gets onto one knee, before finally standing up tall, looking on at the unfamiliar lands. But the oblivious Gohan just continues. Whoa, what happened? I can't even sense strength.
He didn't realize that he is dying.
Then
he is
continues
dying.
to walk through the lands, strangely calm despite the traumatic day-to-day life he'd lived up to this point. Huh? What's that? But soon enough, something to Gohan's left catches his eye. He turns around, and in front of him is a vibrant waterfall. Definitely not one that would have been found anywhere remotely close to West City.
Yeah.
As Gohan begins to realize, yeah, I'm not too sure I am where I think I am. He inches closer to the foot of the waterfall, but eventually, when he looks into the water, he doesn't quite like what he sees. As now, finally, he sees the top of his head, a floating halo that could mean only one thing.
He is dying.
I see. I'm dead. They won. The androids beat me. Trunks. Instantly, Gohan ducks his head down in a forlorn look, knowing now finally the truth as the memories of his final moments flood back to him. Some time then passes, and Gohan just walks around aimlessly, wallowing in his self-pity every so often, until eventually he reaches a standstill, looking on at the near endless lands around him, wondering, so this is what other world is like? It's a whole lot different to what Dad described. Where even is he? Or anyone else?
Okay. And suddenly he senses a key,
Gohan's keen senses eventually realize a sharp increase in power nearby.
Ooh.
He immediately turns his head and thinks, wow, what was that? A strong power level. No, two of them. Could it be Dad and Mr. Piccolo? I've got to find out.
Okay.
And just like that, Gohan shoots off in the direction of the energies, hoping to be reunited with any of his lost friends that died so long ago.
Okay.
What? But as future Gohan gets closer and closer to the source of the energy spike, in the distance, he spots two completely unfamiliar figures.
What's that?
Definitely not Z-fighters, but fighting like them nonetheless. And to our surprise, it is none other than Olibu and Pycon,
I thought it's Pycon.
the two fighters Goku met in the Otherworld tournament years ago. Now training for most likely the next one. As Olibu yells, I'll beat you this time, Pycon.
Olibu, I don't know who he is.
Pycon responds,
I think I haven't followed the DBZ long enough or complete enough to know who Olibu is. Okay.
Trading blows seemingly equally all over the surrounding area, but eventually Pycon's superiority begins to show. Wow!
Gohan loves it.
Gohan is left shocked in his tracks, never having expected to see a sight like this in this up till now boring area. As he lets out, no way! Look at them go! I had no idea other fighters would be here. This could be fun.
This could be fun, huh? What?
Now what are these two punks up to this time? But as Gohan mentions his father, a pair of familiar feet begin descending to the ground.
The voice is different.
Hey, who's that?
He will thought that is Goku. But that's Bardock.
Only being able to make out his hairstyle, but fortunately, it's one of the most recognizable.
He knows that is Goku. He thought that is Goku. It's not Goku, it's Bardock.
Leaving the young Saiyan in disbelief as he naively thinks he sees his father in the most unlikely of situations. But when we as viewers get a closer look, it is revealed instead to be none other than Bardock, the father of Goku, dressed head to toe in the same Saiyan attire he died in, looking on familiarly at the duo of warriors who he would have shared the otherworld with for multiple decades by now. You two! What did I tell you about training without my supervision? You're never going to win that tournament with that sloppy fool! have to beat some sense into you.
Okay, now Python is weaker than Bardock, huh? If I'm if I last remember, I know that Python can be in par with Goku Super Saiyan form or what, right? Like how can he?
Oh no!
How can they're afraid of?
Me? How am I supposed to do anything? You know how strong he is. Interestingly, causing both of the strong warriors to react in fear like two deer caught in headlights, referring to Bardock as their teacher.
Master, man.
And in one swift blow, both Olibu and Pycon are seemingly knocked near unconscious by a Bardock who barely looks like he's trying.
Yeah.
Sending both careering down to the ground for a crash landing. Wow! That's that alright. I could recognize those moves anywhere. Looks like he hasn't lost it even a bit. Leaving Gohan to watch in admiration, still thinking the mystery warrior was indeed Goku. Dad!
Dad!
And none the wiser, with tears in his eyes,
this boy.
Gohan rushes towards who he believes
just
is
become Goku right now.
I can't believe it, Dad! It's been so long! It's really you! I've missed you, Father! But instantly, Bardock senses this mysterious figure approaching him with a surprisingly high power level, and his body tenses up, thinking to himself, who the hell is that? A new recruit? Is he trying to challenge me right off the bat? And why is he calling me his dad? Must be another nutcase. Or it could be some ploy to distract me. The only way the weaklings here could ever beat a Saiyan, I guess.
Hey, okay.
Well, I'm not falling for it. And just like that, Bardock rushes in straight back at Gohan
is not fighting.
Silent, while Gohan with a smile carries on too, slowly seeing more and more of his father, until... Dad! Hey, where did you get that scar from?
Big pummel.
I'm not your dad, you freak! Ultimately resulting in changing what was supposed to be a heartwarming family reunion to Gohan unsuspectingly
become a
getting knocked on the
hamburger.
head to near concussion by his would-be father. Sending him flying down to smash into the ground.
Same with
even harder than
Oliver
and
and
Pycon before him. Leaving him in a pile of smoke that just wafts into the sky. Dad sure packs a punch still, boys. What was that about?
Dad.
Of course, this isn't enough to really beat this version of Gohan though, and soon enough,
yeah, because this version of Gohan has been damaged for decades.
Now, with a bit of a beaten up look on his face, he stares through one eye at Bardock and yells back, Dad! Couldn't you wait to train until later? I haven't seen you in years. Gosh, you haven't changed a bit. But Bardock, watching closely from above, begins to get confused by these ramblings, yelling back down, Dad, are you still on about that? Listen, punk, you're not my kid. You're way too weak for one. And what the hell are you wearing? Orange and blue? My son would have been caught dead wearing that. But Gohan, who's totally confused by who he thinks is Goku, is saying responds, Dad, what? I know you've been dead for a while, but have you forgot all about the family you left behind on Earth? What about Mom? What about me? It's me, Gohan! We've missed you, Dad. These are your old clothes. Don't you remember? Earth? But suddenly the mention of the planet that he and his wife Gine had sent their son off to many years ago immediately piques his interest, as he replies, Wait, a kid from Earth claiming to be my son? He couldn't
He thought that Gohan is Goku, oh my god.
Are you supposed to be Kakarot? There's no way. Kakarot's hair used to be just like mine. But Gohan, hearing the word Kakarot, begins to get a brain flash. He's heard the phrase before, but from so long ago.
From Vegeta.
As he thinks back, did he say Kakarot? Why does that sound so familiar? I know I've heard someone else say that before. Ah! Vegeta! I remember now. When Vegeta first came down to Earth, he called Dad Kakarot all the time. In fact, I don't think he ever stopped. He used to say that was Dad's Saiyan name. And this Saiyan just said his son was Kakarot.
Oh, so that is his grandpa.
You're my grandpa! As finally the pieces of the puzzle begin to click for Gohan.
He's still in love with Bardock, he's my grandpa.
This man who is the spitting image of this father has to be. As he continues, whoa, this is the last thing I expected. But I guess I could run into anybody in another world. That name you said, Kakarot, that's my father's name. He told me he was sent to Earth when he was young. He was a Saiyan just like you. And I am too. A half Saiyan from Earth. And I'm your grandson.
Hey, Bardock is like shocked.
My grandson? Which of course at first, this revelation
hey,
is
Bardock is like shocked.
But after all these years in Otherworld, meeting all kinds of characters, he begins to question the validity of this statement. Realizing, no, it can't be. You look nothing like a Saiyan. Tch, you don't even have a tail. And you expect me to believe you're one of us? You're just like that punk Pycon, telling me he fought my son down here. The liar. And finally, having calmed down, he just places his hands on his hips and dismisses the claims more, saying, I've been down here for nearly 40 years
and not seen a trace of Kakarot. Okay.
My son is alive. I don't know how you know so much, but you're mistaken if you think he died. Just like that green man. You're lucky I don't just destroy you on the spot for saying such a thing. Hanging with Olibu must have mellowed me out. And just like that,
but I don't think this Bardock is strong enough to attain a Super Saiyan, so if Gohan transforms into Super Saiyan, Gohan will know.
You're not my son, grandson, or anything related to me. And until you can prove you're at least a Saiyan and show me a tail, I'm not listening to another word.
I'll prove I'm a Saiyan. Gohan will transform into Super Saiyan, prove you into one.
Saiyan, huh? I'm sure I could do at least that for you, Gramps.
He will transform into Super Saiyan. Right. And Bardock will shock. Because he will change to
a golden blonde,
Super Saiyan.
Emerald green, and he surrounds himself in an iconic fiery yellow orb, completing his transformation into a Super Saiyan. How's this for proving I'm a Saiyan? You know what this is,
This
right?
is a Super Saiyan.
Now what the hell is that brat doing now? He's still not done?
Oh,
is that
a Super Saiyan?
Well, what first started as curiosity
soon
becomes disbelief, as Bardock seemingly realizes what he's looking at.
He is freaking shocked.
Before he knows it, Pycon 2 suddenly appears beside Bardock, yelling, Master Bardock, there's no doubt about it. That kid has to be Goku's. That form. It's exactly like what Goku did back when we last fought. He called it Super Saiyan. You have to believe me, Master. Goku is definitely down here somewhere. While Bardock can only mutter back, Kakarot.
This Pycon is a Pycon who fight the Super Saiyan 2. So this Bardock is much stronger than the Super Saiyan.
Really died?
Wow, okay.
This is your son? But soon, there is no more room for Bardock to deny any longer.
He knows,
he begins descending and
even though Gohan doesn't have any tail.
That hair, those eyes, that's a Super Saiyan, alright. I didn't want to believe it. Not from Pycon. But damn it, Kina's going to be heartbroken. And so Bardock lands on the ground gently and walks towards Gohan and his raging aura without fear.
Gohan.
His grandson for the very first time. A feat he probably never thought would ever happen after Planet Vegeta's destruction. With him saying, You really are a chip of the old block. I guess I was wrong. You're a Saiyan, A Super Saiyan at your age? King Vegeta would be rolling in his grave, knowing my family line would be the one to birth 3 Super Saiyans. To which Gohan, in slight confusion, would respond, glad you finally believe me, Gramps. Dad was first, of course, and I'm guessing you wouldn't know where he is. But he only had one son, so who's this 3rd Super Saiyan? To which Bardock, with a smirk now, just responds, is the 3rd. No, I don't know where that brat is, but I do know the answer to your 2nd question.
It's you.
When I said you're a chip of the old block, exactly whose block did you think
is Bardock's block? He's become a Super Saiyan as well.
And suddenly, in a shocking turn of events, Bardock too becomes a Super Saiyan in tandem with Gohan, leaving Gohan to say, whoa! I guess I shouldn't be surprised. You are Dad's dad after all. Wow, your ki is amazing. To which Bardock responds, well, I've had a lot longer to
let's see.
Kid.
They will spar or what?
Master could do this the whole time! Leaving Pycon and Olibu immediately in a state of shock, as it seems not even once before did Bardock ever showcase his ability to transform. But it seems they aren't the only ones to be surprised, as a little further off...
Oh,
huh?
There's one Genie.
Bardock,
there's Genie.
Is that you? Gina, the mother of Goku and grandmother of Gohan, reacts softly, just moments away. Well, that was it for today's video, guys.
3 videos, 3 great endings, and I love it.
And let me know if Gohan meeting his grandmother for the first time is a sequel you need to see. Okay. Just remember, you can always help.
Wait. Okay, I'll just end it here. Guys, for me, yeah, I'm not discussing the first video so much because we've watched the sequel. About Ultra Vegito destroying the Z fighters unintentionally by making Cell absorb his DNA is one thing. Creating a new plot for Arch is one thing, while continuing Ultra Vegito and interject between the plot of Goku's revenge. And then he will plot cross with Ultra Vegeta, or it will be a 2 separate timeline and 2 story is also an amazing thing to see. But the other thing about this, for Gohan meaning Genie, and for him to know about Gohan, and I think finding Goku will be also interesting, although for me honestly Ultra Vegeta with Goku's revenge journey to crush Cell with an Ultra Instinct will be much more interesting. This 3 episode, this 3 video has crushed me to my head. This is just so fantastic. So thank you so much guys for watching, until we meet again in the next reaction video for Call Me ARJ's videos reaction series. Bye.